Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract success like a magnet, while others, no matter how hard they try, keep struggling endlessly? You might think it's luck, talent, or favorable circumstances, but the truth is something entirely different. It's the law of attraction. The law of attraction isn't mystical, it's not magic, and it's not a game of fate. It's a natural law, just like gravity, that operates on everyone, whether you believe in it or not. And this law doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are, your mindset, your emotions, your habits, and your daily actions. So, if you keep attracting negativity, setbacks, or stagnation, stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" Start asking, "Who am I? What energy am I projecting?" Because everything in your life is a reflection of who you are inside. In this series, you'll explore the 10 fundamental principles of the law of attraction, ideas that have transformed millions of lives around the world. And they can transform yours too. This isn't about wishful thinking. This is a strategic path to intentional self growth. Principle 1. You attract who you are. One of the biggest misconceptions about the law of attraction is this: just visualize what you want, and the universe will deliver it to you. But the truth is, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. Many people create vision boards, write down goals, and focus on their desires, yet nothing changes. Why? Because they remain the same person, with the same old thoughts, habits, and negative energy. The law of attraction responds to the frequency you emit, not what you write in a notebook. That frequency comes from your values, your attitudes, your beliefs, and your daily behaviors. If you want to attract something different, you must become someone different. When I was young, I was broke and full of limitations. I longed for wealth, but nothing changed until I realized to have more, I must become more. That was the turning point. I began reading books, learning new skills, and training my mindset, and the world around me transformed. You can't expect a level 10 life while operating as a level 3 person. Starting today, stop asking, "What do I want?" Start asking, "Who do I need to become to deserve it?" Principle 2. Belief shapes your reality. Belief is the foundation of the law of attraction. It's not that blind faith causes things to happen, but rather that your beliefs set the limits of what you think is possible. Imagine your mind as an internal thermostat. If your internal success temperature is set at $50,000 per year, then no matter how much extra you earn, through luck, bonuses, or big contracts, you'll subconsciously bring yourself back to that $50,000 level. Through impulsive spending, missed opportunities, or self-sabotaging decisions. I had a friend, a highly capable entrepreneur, when his business began to grow beyond anything he had ever experienced. He collapsed, not because of the market, but because he wasn't ready to live at that new temperature setting. Limiting beliefs like, "I'm not good enough," "I don't deserve it," or "I always fail." These silently control your behavior and your outcomes. They're invisible barriers, yet incredibly powerful. If you want to change your life, you don't just need to change your actions, you need to upgrade your internal belief system. Start by identifying the beliefs that are holding you back and challenge them. Every time you dare to believe something new, you begin to create a new reality. Principle 3. Success is a process, not an event. Many people look at success and assume it's a single breakthrough moment: signing a big contract, launching a winning business, or meeting the right person. But in reality, success isn't an event. It's the cumulative result of hundreds of small daily habits. You can't just wake up one day and attract success if you're not already living like a successful person every day. It's like planting flowers to attract butterflies. You don't chase them. Instead, you cultivate an environment your mindset, habits, and discipline, where success naturally appears. I once established a morning ritual: read for 30 minutes, write down 3 goals, and spend at least an hour learning a new skill. Not because someone told me to, but because I knew. Every small action was shaping who I was becoming. Success comes from keeping promises to yourself, not skipping reading, not delaying your workouts, not breaking your personal commitments. Here's the secret: you're being shaped by what you do repeatedly. So don't ask what you want, ask what you're doing day in and day out. Principle 4: Environment shapes WHOUR. Principle 4: Environment shapes who you are. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This isn't just a saying, it's a guiding principle if you truly want to transform your life. If you're constantly surrounded by negative, complaining, blame shifting individuals, you will unconsciously begin to mirror them. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who are positive, driven, and constantly moving toward success, you'll absorb their energy and mindset. I remember attending my first entrepreneur meeting where I was the least successful person in the room. It felt intimidating, even suffocating at first. But instead of withdrawing, I kept going back week after week. And then something amazing happened. My standards, thoughts, and actions began to rise to the level of the people I was around. Your environment doesn't just reflect who you are, it actively reshapes you. So, if you're serious about attracting a different future, you must evaluate your current environment. Ask yourself, do the people I spend time with inspire me or drain my energy? And if the answer leans negative, be courageous enough to step outside your comfort zone and seek out a new community aligned with your goals. Principle 5: Your words create your reality. Your words create your reality. Words are not just tools for communication. They are commands that your mind and life silently follow. Every time you say, I can't, I'm not good enough, or I never succeed, you're planting limiting beliefs into your subconscious. And then you wonder why you can't move forward? On the other hand, if you learn to use empowering, positive, solution focused language, you're actively reprogramming your brain for growth. When I began my journey of self development, I changed how I spoke. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, I asked, how can I afford this? Instead of saying, I have a big problem, I said, I'm facing a challenge that needs a solution. This isn't about denying difficulty. It's about reframing your language to generate new emotions, actions, and results. Try a simple exercise. Over the next 24 hours, observe every word you say to others and to yourself. Write down any negative statements. Then, rewrite them in a more positive and proactive way. Repeat this every day, and you'll begin to see your entire world shift. Principle 6: Focus determines your reality. Focus determines your reality. We live in a world overflowing with events, both positive and negative, every single day. But what you notice, pay attention to, and experience is shaped by where you place your focus. The human mind naturally seeks confirmation for its current beliefs and emotions. If you focus on problems, you'll find more and more of them. But if you focus on possibilities, you'll begin to see new opportunities emerging all around you. When I was young, I constantly thought about what I lacked: money, connections, skills. And sure enough, all I could see were limits, failures, and scarcity. But when I shifted my focus, started reading, learning, and concentrating on what I could do, doors began to open. You can't control every event that happens to you, but you can choose how you respond and what you magnify in your life. Take a few minutes each day to ask yourself, what am I focusing on right now? Am I feeding fear or awakening possibility? The answer to that question becomes the compass that points to your future. Principle 7: The outer world reflects your inner world. The outer world reflects your inner world. One of the deepest truths of the law of attraction is this: your outer world is simply a mirror reflecting your inner world. What you see, feel, and experience is really a projection of what's happening inside you. I once mentored a young entrepreneur who kept encountering dishonest partners and failed ventures. When I asked him, "Have you broken any promises to yourself?" he looked stunned. It turned out he frequently promised to wake up early, exercise, or study more, and constantly failed to follow through. When you live in an inner world of broken promises, you attract outer circumstances that reflect exactly that. If you want to change your environment, start by changing yourself. If you want to attract better people and bigger opportunities, begin by honoring your own commitments. Do the small things consistently. Clean up your inner space, just like you would tidy a cluttered room. Remove the chaos. Restore order. In the end, everything outside is simply an outcome.
You see clearly how
The
much
root is
time
always
goes into
within.
distractions. You see how much
Principle
time is
8, the
wasted on
law of
tasks that don't
preparation.
matter.
Opportunity comes to those WHO are ready. The law of preparation. Opportunity comes to those who are ready. You may desire success, but if you're not prepared, it will pass you by like the wind. The law of attraction doesn't bring you what you want, it brings you what you're ready to receive. When I was young, I dreamed of becoming a speaker. No one invited me to speak. There was no stage, no audience, but I practiced every day, in front of a mirror, in front of empty chairs, with an old tape recorder. I studied from those better than me. I reviewed every word I spoke. Then one day, I was asked to replace a speaker who canceled at the last minute. Because I was prepared, that opportunity changed the course of my entire career. That wasn't magic. That was preparation meeting the right moment. What are you preparing for today? What skills are you learning? Are you developing yourself every day, or simply waiting for luck? Success doesn't arrive and then you prepare. It only arrives when you already are. Principle 9, intentional action. Turning ideas into results. Intentional action, turning ideas into results. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that strong visualization alone will bring results. But ideas don't lead to outcomes unless they're backed by clear, intentional action. Thoughts and emotions generate energy, but only action creates real change. The law of attraction isn't some magical force. It's a principle rooted in how life works. Action plus belief equals results. I once met a young man after a seminar. He told me he had visualized his dream home for an entire year, but nothing had happened. I asked, "What have you done to move closer to it?" And he was speechless. If you don't act, a dream remains just a dream. But if you make a plan, commit, and take consistent steps, you're actively turning your dream into a reality. Start with small steps. Read daily. Sign up for a course. Schedule time with a mentor. The action doesn't need to be grand, but it must be consistent and intentional. Don't wish for things to be easier. Wish to become stronger. Conclusion: becoming the person WHO attracts the life you want. You've now walked through 9 core principles of the law of attraction, not as a vague concept, but as a clear roadmap for personal growth and life transformation. From becoming a worthy version of yourself, reshaping your beliefs, building daily discipline, choosing the right environment, using empowering language, to taking consistent, intentional action, each principle is a building block for the life you desire. Remember, the law of attraction doesn't respond to what you wish for. It responds to who you are becoming. And this journey doesn't require you to be perfect from the start. It only requires your commitment each day to take one step forward, build one new habit, do one thing better than yesterday. Success won't come overnight, but if you plant the right seeds, nurture them with care, and wait with patience, your harvest will come. Now, The final question is, which principle will you start with today?